really passionate about virtual reality, which is something you would.
So that is a
kind of events we
LLS, it's an LLS.
like from Monday to
this will give you a whole.
We're here at Reality. Today is a very important event because we're going to be learning Claude Code. So Claude Code basically will be able to have you create an app, create a website, create whatever you want in the span of like 10-15 minutes, and then you can start making money from it. Yeah, we are here for the infinite money glitch. So let's see what we can learn today. So last time I was here, they did have it was game night. So here in Reality, they have many different game nights. They have board games, you can see right here. Taboo, Codename, Uno, yeah, a lot of open space. I'm excited to see what we can learn with this Claude Code. I haven't used it myself, but I've seen it be used. It reminds me that we are, in fact, in the Matrix. Like, that coding is so good. But I also was told that from a person who literally 10 years ago, he was using AI and he predicted what would happen with AI, and he was just waiting for it to happen. And the thing he was waiting to happen, it came to fruition like 5 days ago. It's basically like this whole Claude AI thing. It's like more easy to use and it's open source, but it's not so easy that the normal person can use it. So I'm gonna try and learn from the nerds what to do. So let's go ahead, shout out to AITV.gg, based AI live streaming service. You can check it out and link in the description. They basically have AIs that are performing and you can earn crypto. You can exchange crypto and get some money, get some tokens. A lot of interesting stuff with AI. I'm telling you, it's the future every day. That's why I chose this shirt. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out what's going on.
so that's event through the week. We will post event like every week, like the time.
Every week?
Yeah, so post public events through the week, like from Monday to Sunday. We have a weekly events. Game, for example, like
What's your most popular events that you have here?
can say like board game night and also like art event,
Art event.
especially a film movie club, like film night.
Oh, film club?
Yes, we have two movie nights actually for the short movie and a like long movie. So we are post and everyone can vote for the movie they would like to see. By the way, we also have a coffee and conversation. It's very popular.
How many people show up? Like 20, 50?
Kind of 15, 17 for that conversation. So she will prepare like the topic and the prompts, everyone to share the point of view. So that's why everyone wants to go there to have a talk. I love it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. If we have a different languages, everyone have a Dutch, a German, like Chinese, Japanese, everyone like feel free.
Really?
Yeah, they just like go to the stage and sing and dance together.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah, not just like no need to like sing well, just like singing and like dancing. You can like sing together.
And then how much for these events?
So most events are free. We just have $1 like this. We have a fee for that. Or pop quiz, and aesthetic dance. Now it's every Sunday. You can see the third floor, right? Outdoor space.
Yeah.
But they have every Sunday now. It's 2 hours.
Wow, 2 hours?
Yes, of
wow.
dancing.
Okay.
Crazy. Then you have one. Yeah, the host will change the style like from introduction, the truth journey, right? We have like truth journey and the introduction and the main dancing and the last is a like relaxing part. So we change the music every time, 3 times.
Oh wow.
So he said like it's a whole journey. Everyone like.
And it's
go with the flow.
For 2 hours they're dancing?
Yeah, to
wow.
go with the flow and dance with the music. Even like I was sat on the first floor, I still can hear the music. So here, which is not the cafe and bar, which I try to like event space for everyone. To connect everyone. That's why our mission is the easiest place to make friends in Da Nang. Yes, we just opened since June last year.
Oh, congratulations!
Yes,
Congratulations!
yeah,
Wow.
thank you. Yeah. We can make friends in reality, even have like they are stranger at first, and then they can make friends outside reality through our mission complete.
That's really cool. Thank you for giving us that introduction and teaching us about reality.
Yeah, we hope like everyone have good time here. Not just say, oh, it's a cafe and then walk in and walk out. That's it. We don't want to. We don't just feel like it's up to you, right? Up to your choice. You want to make friends or not. the first thing that you feel comfortable about.
Yeah. So this is the events.
Talk events about talk circle. We have the conversation and coffee.
Wow.
The games, we have like social event like this. We call like social events and games. So we remind everyone is what is event is coming, what is about, what time, who's the host, and then remind everyone it's coming next. And then if you have any question relate to any kind of events, we just like put in the right sub event. We can answer and review, or you don't know, you just put a question in general. We can ask. We post a event schedule in our announcement, so
really cool.
Everyone can see the whole week and what is coming next.
Wow. Make sure you guys come to reality.
Claude, I don't use it, I don't need it, but you can ask him to ask you questions. You can use it as a tutor.
So this thing can teach me how to use it.
How to code, like basic of coding.
Would you say like this is probably the best coding teacher at the moment then?
Yes, for me, yes.
Claude Code? Oh, yeah. I agree.
So we have two coding experts saying Claude Code it will help me learn how to code.
My first one was Gemini CLI, which is free. And then once I couldn't do anything more with Gemini, I paid for Claude Code. And Gemini CLI, and then Claude Code, $20 a month.
$20 a month.
Yeah, it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Definitely.
And it's changed, like you're scaling, you progressed a lot faster with this.
Yeah, it's just quicker, and the limits are much less, you know?
Oh, yeah, I see. Wow.
You're on Claude Code Pro too?
Sorry?
Claude Code Pro, also using? Yeah, cool.
So I'm brand new to like the coding scene, but this thing is literally, it'll be able to hold my hand.
Yeah, sure. You just talk to it. Just like, hey, like I want to do this thing. Like walk me through that.
So what are we doing?
So this is your terminal. So you talk to the computer. We'll do Gemini.
Gemini.
Because Gemini's free. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So this is how I got started with the command line. Yeah. Gemini, Windows.
I found some great YouTube videos that just explain it in like two lines, so that's great.
Right. So this command, we run it in the
terminal,
and this will install the Gemini command line interface, CLI.
I'm going to talk today about Claude Code. Most of you are beginners, so it's going to be quite simple. And if you're advanced, about give some opinions. And I go around each of you with your intro.
It's downloading. Holy sh!
Hello everyone, my name is Casimir.
Sure.
Gemini CLI.
So Gemini is going to be like onboarded into the program, like onto
the terminal, yeah.
In the terminal specifically.
Yeah, and you can communicate with the AI, and it has access to your computer. It can make folders. It can move things around on your computer.
Holy crap!
Let me show you, for example.
My name is Alexander. I'm a physics engineer.
Woo! Alright, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do two demos. I'm going to do a demo with Claude Code with no settings configured straight out of the box. And then I'm going to set up my own setup that I have and show you exactly the same task with a structured workflow. Just going to go ahead, so it's just going to install something straight away. So let's see. It's improving all the time, and every time I do a demo, it seems to be this. Okay, it's gone straight into just...
What are the tokens?
Tokens are money.
You have to spend money.
You have to spend money to use this thing.
Claude Code, $20 a month.
$20 a month.
You have a certain amount of tokens, and if you pay for max, you have more.
Ah.
So it's just use of the...
Use of the system,
Yeah,
basically.
use of the system.
Ah, okay, okay.
Doesn't seem sense. It's the junior developer that's coming to your company, starting on his first day, and you said, hey, you know this thing? It's like, okay, here it's done, it's quick. Great, I'm done, okay. Okay, guys, that's it. We're done. This is what naked Claude Code is, and it can be very annoying. It will just make assumptions and hallucinate and do anything it thinks to get to the result that you need, that you ask for. Okay, and this is no good. This is really what you don't want. If we have a look over here, you'll see these are the files that it's created. So it's created just a few files here only, and it hasn't tested that it's even going to work, which would be pretty terrible. But this is what Claude Code is, just out of the box. That's pretty pointless, really. So I'm just going to do a few things here. Let's see if I can remember everything. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to bore you with what it is, but I'm just going to basically tell it to install all the stuff that is on my system that makes it work. And I'll go through some of the things that you can do later. Okay, so it's ready. One of the cool things you can do with automation and not just build code is, automate stuff. So one of the things that you can do is slash commands in Claude Code. So you can write a slash command and it will automate a bunch of tasks for you. I've actually taken it a bit further. So I actually wrote a bash script, which is what you can run in terminal. And so in the morning when I'm ready to work on a project, I'll come up with terminal here. I'll just clear the window like that. And all I do is type hi. And it gives me all the last 10 projects I've been working on. And a 0 in case I just want to do something generic or something different. And it's going to come in and it's going to run a slash command hi, which checks the directory, what's in there, what's going on, what are the current tasks, what's happened in the last session, what we're working on. It's doing what a proper employee would do after, say, a 1 or 2 day of onboarding. So it's come in and it said, okay, this is what the project is. There's no files though, so I'm not sure what's going on. And it's even starting to ask me, what languages and stacks do I want to use, what's the scope, and do you have any specific requirements? Pretty cool already. And I haven't even done anything. I haven't even asked it a question yet. This is the simple setup that you can do, which basically, what you need to remember, is what I've been saying in the previous sessions, is when you use an AI tool, and there are some exceptions, but when you use an AI tool, in general, it doesn't remember what happened last time you're working with it. So it's a completely blank slate. So if you're working with, say, an employee or a colleague or a friend or something, and you're working on something yesterday, and you came in the next day and you said, what do you think about this? Your employee would remember it. The AI will just say, I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't have any context or memory or anything. So this is the sort of thing that you need to bring in. One of the things you can do is you notice in the previous demo, it didn't even go into any planning mode or ask any questions. It just built something to impress me. So what I've done here is I've made a slash command called work, which will do a structured, and I'm going to type exactly the same things I've typed before, build. So step 1, understand. This is a greenfield project. There's no code. It's all empty. It's going to come in and it's immediately saying, what stack do I want? Do I want Node and Express, Python, Fast API, Rust? And I can pick which one I want. In my tests, I was doing, plenty of storage. Do I want to just have a simple SQL file for the database? Do I want to store it on a production scale database? Do I just want to have it remember it? I'm going to say yes to it online. And what features do I want? So immediately it's giving context and asking granular questions about my project. This is not my laptop. I work on a Mac Mini, so forgive me here, but it doesn't, I'm not using VS Code or other coding apps. This is all this text editor. But it's done me a nice plan here, following the project, choices it's made, depending on what I've actually said to it. Oh yeah.
The process of it going through those 4 steps, was that something you already said, or that's okay?
Yeah.
That's specific to what
I'm showing you, I like to call it naked Claude, because it's just out of the box.
Yeah.
And then it's a structured workflow that I put on top of it.
Will you show us how to make, you did that /work, which is something you had prepared prior. Will you show us how to make one of those?
Sure, that comes later. So I'm going to say, do I want to do this? Yes, I do. And this is helpful if you get somewhere in the development and everything goes wrong, you can just fall back to the last stable version and put that. Start again. Okay, so it's done that. Now you can see it's actually doing a task list of what it needs to do. One of the other things that I've implemented in my own setup is using a system called TDD, which is test-driven development. And this means that you create a test and you check that it fails. And when it fails, you only write enough code to pass the test. And passing the test is what your code needs to do. Remember how fast the first one was? A couple of minutes, I'm done. Hey, let's go to the beach. This one is actually doing a proper structured workflow, and it's going to take a lot longer, which is obviously the right way to do things, which it hasn't done yet, but it's made a directory for it. I go to 4.86.
Yeah, so the newest model is the most tokens, fastest.
There are things I will do, it'll be 120, 150.
60,000.
Yeah. On the Pro plan, which is $20 a month, I think you get 200,000 tokens for a 5-hour session.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
Is that not good enough?
It depends what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would be like the maximum like the high-end people would spend like
So
1
the
million?
package I have is the Max 20, which is $200 a month, and that gives you a hell of a lot more token. It gives you 20 times usage.
Can you top up on top of that?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
It's done 44 tests
In only 5 minutes.
in only 5 minutes,
Wow.
which is something I'm also going to cover later. And now it's come down and giving me instructions on how to use it. And it's asking me to commit the work to the GitHub repo that's been created. So yeah, a much more thorough process.
And can I ask you more advanced question?
Yeah.
Is there like a discrepancy if you use Claude Code or like Claude Code versus say something like Cursor in the amount of tokens that
So-
it takes?
Cursor has a whole library of different models it can use. And
But I'm talking about specifically about number of tokens. Is there a difference in the amount of tokens used here? As opposed to
I actually don't know. I used Cursor a long time ago. I know people who use Cursor. Neither of us, I think, are comparing token usage between the two. So I wouldn't know.
I mean, I did, but it's just like the project is so big that it's just impossible to track at this point.
Yeah. My FO/command basically tidies up the whole session and says, this is what we've done today, this is what you have to remember for next time. If there are things that are on the checklist, I've now put them, mark them down as done.
Your workflow thus far has been planning mode, look at the plan,
Yeah.
approve the plan,
Yeah,
code,
yeah,
committed to GitHub,
yeah,
and for the next session you do, here's a summary of everything that's been done.
yeah. And every time you do a session.
Yeah. You forgot about the testing part as well. Testing within, everything you made. Yeah.
Well, I haven't deployed it, because otherwise it won't remember. It won't, unless you ask it to do things. It's not going to think on its own and do things smart. So you need to tell it what to do. So using a text file, what we call is an MD file, which is a markdown file, which is how computers talk to each other basically. So these are all very simple things that you can do, and you can use AI to even write these files for you.
Wow.
And then slash commands are what you saw. You can automate things, you can make it think in a way, you can make it use a different library or a service. And then we have hooks, which is slightly more complicated to set up, but that basically means when you type things into Claude code, it's actually going to behave in a certain way. And memory now, I think it's pretty new actually, memory.md, a pretty new thing in Claude where it actually writes things to memory. In the past, I've actually set up a system where it has a document with current tasks in, so that every time it comes back to the project, it's looking at the current task document and then seeing what needs to be worked on. And then,
Can I ask
yeah.
you a more like in-depth question?
Mm.
So like this is algorithmically, when we think about like the whole process as like an algorithm, what do you tend to write into the memory? Because you need to make sure that like we have no hallucinations. What is your approach towards what goes into memory and what doesn't go to memory? Because obviously like if you put everything, it's just gonna like the context windows.
Sure.
Right? So how do you like
That would be a setup that you would do where you would instruct it to file it in the way that you want it. So you would make your own MD command. Let's do that one. You could look up. Cloudflare, if any of you know what Cloudflare is, does DNS for 40% of the internet. They've introduced a new feature now that if you own a website and you use Cloudflare for your CDN, Content Delivery Network, you can turn on a setting and it will convert your website into an MD file. And when anyone who's not human visits your website, they get this instead of your design of your animation and graphics and everything else.
Wow. So it stops scraping.
Sorry?
Does it stop people from like scraping?
No.
It doesn't stop.
scrapers?
It's
Why would they take that feature?
because
Especially created for scrapers.
the future of the internet is if you're having a business online, at the moment you're thinking about talking to your customer,
Yeah.
but in the future you're going to be talking to an agent who's then going to talk to the customer. And the agent thinks and looks and breathes and does things in a completely different way. Generate QR codes in a different way. There are websites to do it. I created a pretty simple empty file to create a QR code for me. It's going to ask me what URL do I want. I'm going to say a specific URL. Then probably going to ask me what the URL is, which is an invite to the Telegram group. It's going to ask me, do I want circular dots, rounded dots, diamond leaf? It's going to go with I style, rounded span, so what color do I want? Oh, give me a gradient. and then it's going to use the API of the service that I want to use for QR codes. It's even going to ask me what colors I want, and I can specify the colors that I want and change them. Do you want to join?
Yeah. Let's see if it works.
So I do a number of restaurant events, wine and cheese. Yeah, I can see people signing up because I automated this, so I get a notification that someone has signed up.
Wow.
And cool thing about Telegram, even though some people don't like it, is that you can have an admin bot that deletes all those people that post about stock market stuff at 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, and so I'll just give you an example. This is not software that's for sale right now. I don't want to do that kind of thing, but I used to spend a day every month backing up 52 websites for clients, going into cPanel, download this, back up the database, file it away, blah, 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 boring. Don't want to do that. So I use vibe coding, I use Claude code, and then I have all the websites I have, and I can come in here, and God knows if it's going to work on Reality's internet, but it basically goes in, compresses the database, downloads the files, puts them on my computer, and we're done. And I even have a backup all button that does it all for me. Wow. And written into this app is actually a notification system, so on the first of the month, it notifies me at 10 o'clock in the morning that, hey, you've got to do the backups, and after 5 days if I haven't done them, it tells me, and it tells me which ones I haven't done yet, and after 10 days if I haven't done it, it reminds me every single day, hey, get your acting gear, finish this thing.
Is there a way to get an AI to do it for you?
So what you mean, as in...
Instead of you having to do it,
yeah, you could, but you'd have to run the app permanently.
Hey, I'm gonna imagine this is on my Raspberry Pi, and I want it to send me a overview of the system health, like an HTOP.
Okay, create a / command that will check the system health of my, I'm just going to say my device.
Yes, and temperature.
I'm not sticking any,
It's too hot.
I'm not sticking any piece of metal in my body to change.
Would it autocorrect, say if you misspelled something?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And if it doesn't, it will generally ask you, what the hell do you mean? That's one thing in Claude that I've learned with my usage is it doesn't know what the time is. So don't get annoyed when you ask it to do something at 4 o'clock and then it does something not 4 o'clock. So check the time, date, and location for you. So that is a MD file. Don't be scared by computer talk and everything else. It's just instruction.
Uh-huh.
If you want to get a bit more technical, there are 3 things that you can use. This is one on GitHub. This is one of them, which is called Spec Kit. So this will give you a whole tech-driven workflow for your Claude code, and it will store a load of stuff for you. This is another one that you can use. This is a spec-driven development as well. It has some prompting. It's totally free.
It's open source?
Yeah, as far as I can work out. Yeah.
When you say spec-driven, is that similar to what you said, test-driven?
No, they're 2 different things. But yeah, there's different. Developers work in different ways, and some people don't like test-driven development. It's not used a lot in the world because it's slower. But the people who like it feel that later on you're wasting less time.
Oh.
Yeah, so spec-driven is just another...
It's just another workflow system that other people use. So this one, you pay $99 and you get it, and that's it.
And what does it do?
It gives you a multi-agent AI team
It's like a
that writes production code for you.
It's like a team of 15
Yeah, it's
software
like-
engineers doing whatever you want.
It's a software development house at your fingertips, basically. Yeah.
All doing different things.
An agent,
Token usage.
token usage, yeah. So imagine you wanted someone to read page 127 of a novel and work on giving you something of what you got out of that page. So in an ideal world, you'd want the person to read the whole book, but you probably don't have time to pay someone to read the whole book. So you probably say, read the page before, the page, and the page after. When you talk to Claude Code, it will go and read the whole book unless you tell it not to. And reading the whole book will burn through a whole load of tokens. So if you are on a limited plan and you care about your token usage, again, be very granular about what it actually reads and works with. Otherwise, you're going to get burned quickly. And I see a lot of people moaning about token usage, and it's because they don't do it.
I'm on the $20 a month plan, so I must be granular. I've learned that.
Yeah.
At first, I was just like
Yeah.
burning through tokens.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable.
You just have to be specific in your prompting. So
Now let's say I've closed one session.
Yes.
And I'm starting a new session.
Yes.
Now Claude does not have any context of it.
No.
Right. Now I need to give Claude context.
Well, what I was saying earlier is that you can automate that.
Yeah.
So when you leave your session, you tell it to update its memory, so that when you come back next time, it knows what the latest situation is. So you have to sort of start archiving stuff as you don't need it. Now the passwords usually live in a file called the environment file, which is .env. This is hidden. You can't access it. You just try and go to a website .env. But Cursor doesn't have access to the env file. It's banned because they don't want it to be. So it just created another file and put the passwords in that file and then uploaded it. And $7,000 later.
No way.
It's crypto hash. That is the danger that you're living with. Yeah. If you can, use test credentials for everything, come out of your AI and put in the credentials yourself. Anything else? No? Yeah?
So I already have a Google Gemini subscription. So I could use the anti-gravity
Yes.
thing.
I recommend whatever you feel comfortable with and works best for you.
Even
From
though-
all the professional developers that I speak to, they're all using Claude. The ones that I've met
It's right
and
there.
spoken to.
You said you have Gemini.
Yeah.
Gemini also has a command line interface.
Yeah.
Gemini CLI. Do you use that?
Now, I haven't used that, but I could be using that, or I buy another subscription. That's what I'm evaluating right now.
I have Gemini CLI. Cloud's way better. I'm always cleaning up the mistakes Gemini makes with Cloud. My workflow is I run out of tokens on Cloud, then I go to my Gemini subscription to continue my work. Gemini makes a bunch of mistakes, and when my tokens are free on Cloud Code again, I have to clean up the Cloud Code.
I had one pro subscription with Claude Code, and I was running out in half an hour.
Yeah.
I've got 5 hours, so I got an account from my partner, which he's never logged into. So I had two concurrently, and it got to the point where it was an hour and a half, and I burned through two of them. And so I just went to max, and actually the first 2 weeks of max at 20 times. 5 minutes before the week resets, I was at 99%. Yeah, but it's come down a lot. I was having a lot of fun still.
No, developers.
They're now senior testers.
Yeah, they spend 29 days working, 1 day sleeping, and 1 day eating.
And why would you use that old method of coding it yourself? It makes no sense.
Because it makes more sense in terms of planning than it makes sense coding. Because essentially
Yeah.
you're breaking down to the old algo question of what is optimization, right? Because this is if you go deep into what is actually AI coding, it's reinforcement learning with an LLM. It's not an LLS, it's an LLM. So meaning that it's not good on the edges. Like it gets 98% done, but the 1% from the left, the 1%
Can you
from the
tell
right,
everyone else what an LLS is?
a large language system as opposed to a large language model. So this is nothing, just like a whole lot of math. So what, like this is burning more, like you're paying an electricity bill is like $5. So every time you pay $20 for Claude Code, you pay $5 for electricity. So essentially you're just trading code for electricity.
And using your time is?
Yeah, of course, because if you know, if you're, no, we're talking about from a senior developer perspective.
I know you asked what I'm excited about, but what I'm scared about is there will come a point where you can just run an LLM on your own device, and you don't need the cloud, and all those guardrails don't allow nuclear weapons, don't allow this stuff, will be gone. If you try and create these things that they are banned, they don't allow you to do it. But if you have your own LLM and you can set your own guardrails, it's not going to have any of those rules anymore. So that then becomes quite worrying.
We're a sales-oriented company. We have like sales calls, and so we process all of these calls not in the cloud, but using Obama because the model itself is pretty powerful for what we do.
I was just previously up here. This guy had a really cool idea. It was it records all the questions that get asked, and then when that question gets answered, it ticks it off.
Yeah, it's not fast enough. It's
And
not
then-
fast enough from hearing the call.
and then-
We've done that.
And at the end of the call, it tells you, "Hey, you didn't answer this question."
I'll tell you if you want to go more in depth.
Yeah,
what we do is we have like automatic full chat transcription of everything, so we use calls.
No, I don't want a transcription. That's not.
No, but that's the thing. And the whole context is evaluated, and send it to management, right? And you also have like a real-time assistant, but what practice shows is that when people are on the call, they don't look, they look elsewhere, right?
Maybe you don't understand what I mean. How many of you have been on a call with a client, and at the end of you say end call, and you're like, you forgot that question. That question came up and we didn't answer it. This is what this guy has developed.
I installed Gemini CLI on your command prompt.
I don't want to be this guy. I did psych at
Here it is.
UT, so it's like
The AI is on your computer now. What directory are we in? Okay, we're gonna trust it. So when it runs Gemini, it'll say what account are we using. It's just like when you go to ChatGPT, you have an account. When you go to Gemini, you have an account. Similar, it wants a Google account.
Okay.
So
Subscription based.
your choice as to which one. You can make a new one for it, or you can just link it to this one.
I'll link it to this
When
one.
I installed OpenClaw, and when I
So anyway, we're in the admin directory.
what
was I saying?
To create the MD?
the first day
Yeah, so you can, let's create a
like a vibe coding session. I saw like a
work
3D
plan
thing. I'm really passionate about virtual reality. So
project from this
software developers
directory
meet up tonight.
will reference
here.
before starting.
I have no idea. I really want to be part of it, but my
What kind of projects are you
schedule
interested
doesn't
in?
allow me
I'll share my project with you, and I want to put things in one unified place.
No, it's actually.
I was gonna say
you're actually
managing it.
we work in
Depending on next. TSMC.
Sorry, English on my first time.
You know, same. Spanish is mine. You know, it's kind of funny. Like we came for this workshop to learn about AI, but I'm leaving with some new stock to invest in. So thank you so much for that, brother.
Invest.
Yeah, invest. If you're not investing, good luck, brother.
Geopolitics.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was dope.